Hello, I'm Angela Princeville, and my topic today is being a strong advocate versus using aggressiveness as your only legal strategy. I had posted a video last week and where her talked about why aggressiveness isn't your best legal strategy. And I wanted to make clear that people don't get the impression from that strong advocacy is not necessary. You can be very strong, you can be very firm, but you don't necessarily have to be aggressive. And I know it's a very fine line, but I think the main thing people need to sort of the main point, I think, is making sure that there is a legal basis for your firmness. So when I mean don't make aggressiveness your only legal strategy without any basis. I mean, for example, where an argument is legally sound, but rather than dealing with the argument for what it is, minimizing it, maybe even showing how it's not applicable in the circumstance, some people will just resort to just what I say, the barking dog type of behavior where they're just screaming the loudest and, just not addressing the arguments for its merits. A strong advocate, on the other hand, would address your arguments, would look into the merits of a particular position, even when that position does not serve their client. So rather than just coming back with this overly aggressive position and just, you know, I guess trying to shout the loudest to suppress the voice of the other person. Well, a better approach, in my opinion, is actually taking what the person has said, whether it's a reasonable position or not, and actually addressing it firmly and, exposing the weakness of that argument. So you do need a strong advocate. You want someone who would speak up and be heard. You want someone, of course, who has that presence. It's important to have, a lawyer that can speak for you, have that, make sure your voice is heard, your position is heard. But your voice being heard is different from shouting down the room. Your voice being heard means sound legal arguments being made in the proper format and putting forward your best arguments, in any scenario for the client. So that is what we do here. We believe in very strong advocacy for our clients. Obviously, there's times when we recognize that we might need to take a more collaborative or conciliatory approach to things, and that's fine. There's other times when it's necessary, given the circumstances, to be very firm. So I just thought I would mention that there is, we do believe in being strong advocates for our clients. That's, it's part of our values. We always also meant part of our values, or a main core value here at AP Lawyers, is we want to make sure that we're relentless in pursuing our clients' position. So if something is important to you, it is important to us, so long as we can back it up with strong legal arguments. I think that's really the message I want people to take away from this. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the smartest voice. So, if someone's saying something, even if, it's just outrageous, you don't agree with it, there's no legal basis for it whatsoever, you can say that without necessarily, shouting. But I think where it comes in even more important is where a person has made a sound legal argument, and rather than dealing with it for the merits of what it is, some of my colleagues would rather take an approach of just being the loudest voice and trying to, perhaps thinking that shouting the loudest and, coming off so strong would take away from a strong legal position. It really doesn't. So I hope that sheds some more light. If you're going through a family law matter, we will be strong advocates for you. And if you're self-representing, again, don't feel intimidated by that lawyer that comes in and appears to be putting you down and all of that. That's fine. Just talk to a lawyer, get independent legal advice, do your research. We have on our website, we have a lot of free legal resources that could help, self-represented parties. So if you understand your legal position, then put that to the judge. It doesn't matter what the other side is saying. It doesn't matter how condescending they're coming off. At the end of the day, so long as your position is supported by the law, and it's also long as you can even make what might appear to be a disadvantaged position appear a little bit more favorable, or at least tone things down a little bit, so long as you could do all of that along the lines of what the legal principles are, then you'll be fine. Until next time, bye for now.